Wah. Haha. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. It is a Sussy Bard. A Sussy Bard is here. Who is this new streamer? Brand new. Never been here before. Hello. Uh, welcome to my debut. Um, my name is Fiercestbard. No, why? Why TwitchCoon? Why TwitchCoon returns? Why does TwitchCoon return already? Well, yeah, what is up, everybody? Hello. Welcome in, Yukimura. Hello, Mooney. Hopefully the music is going good and the sound is okay. It's been a minute and a half. Like, seriously. It's been a minute and a half since I've been here. A Smurf has joined the lobby, claiming to be a new streamer. No. Yes, this is my Smurf account, okay, guys? Who is he indeed? Who is this new streamer? I don't know who this is. But yeah, how you guys all doing? I am a-okay. Who's that Pokemon? Squirtle. Is that how it goes? I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, I've been gone for a ridiculous amount of time. Holy hell. I actually got a cough. Okay. It started like two and a half weeks ago, roughly. Maybe even. I don't know. It was the day that I returned from the land of Disney, right? So you know, I guess I went to like a job thing. Like there was like an event where all of our job stuff was happening, and I guess everybody got sick with the same pestilence, and it has plagued me since and stuff like that. I literally could not stop coughing for like more than 2 minutes, and it was so annoying to me. Like it literally was making me tired of it. Like I wasn't physically sick at some point. I was just tired of coughing so much. It was so like consistent, and it wasn't like I had COVID or anything like that, right? It was Fierce OG-san. Yeah, that it really is. I'm waiting 3 to 4 hours and it's gonna launch. Oh, is it? What's that? What's that? Is this a new game that's launching? But yeah, like I've been fighting that fight for like weeks now, and I meant to come back and start streaming much sooner. I did not expect to take like a month and a half break. I really did not. This was kind of abnormal for me. But the good news is that I'm here now. I can start working on some art that I actually stopped working on when I went to Mapleland and stuff like that. I actually have the files for it here, so I can actually finish, for example, this splash screen that I was working on for Mooney, like literally at this point 5 months ago. Neverness to Everness, another gacha game, though no 50/50. Oh really? I was scared for you. I was like, did he goon to his artwork too much? I know, if you never goon to your artwork too much, because if you goon too hard, you may not be able to come back from it. Okay, guys, you know, that is the truth. You can never goon too much, but you can goon too hard. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just talking out my ass at this point. But yeah, like you know, I'm happy to be back finally. Finally. And yeah, we're gonna see where we're gonna go as I make my way through this image, because I don't think I remember what each layer actually is. So I'm just trying to find a layer and then just draw, right? But yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Since. So when I was last here, you guys know that I was in Mapleland, but now I'm actually in Cappy Town again. Okay. And my journey here was a long and storied one. So when we last left off over a month ago, I was going with Mooney to a certain event, right? CarrierCon. This was an anime convention that was being held on an aircraft carrier, right? And it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never been on an anime convention that's like on an aircraft carrier. That's kind of crazy that that's where it happened. But yeah, like, and it was like it was a lot of fun. Like the convention. Now, granted, Mooney was actually a part of the volunteer staff at the convention, right? So it's not like, even though she was I was there with her. uh we didn't spend a whole lot of time together at the convention, and I was actually tabling at the convention. Okay, so I got the full solo tabling uh um experience at CarrierCon. It was like all sorts of crazy. Like I guess I could do like a little bit of a breakdown of my thoughts on CarrierCon now, actually, even though it's been like a month, right? But um I guess better now than never, right? But yeah, like the convention itself was actually a whole lot of fun. I felt like things were pretty easygoing in terms of the setup and stuff like that. On the day, so we made it there on a Friday, I think it was, right? And I was able to start. We went immediately to the convention site, which was on the aircraft carrier, and basically I started to set up my convention tabling and stuff like that, right? So like right off the plane, we just got off and then like just immediately went. And there was a part of me that was a little bit tired because we had to wake up quite early for that flight, that particular flight, right? But it's okay. It was okay. It was not too bad at the end of the flight. It's just, wow, like, the temperature change hit us suddenly, and it was very hard to breathe for us because it was very muggy in the area and stuff like that, as I recall it. And like for us, we're very much, the both of us, me and Mooney, are both very much creatures of cooler temperatures and stuff like that. We're not much for the warmer climates and stuff like that. So it was like it was kind of a jarring change to suddenly be there like that, right? And like so like we got in. Mooney went to go and do her thing, right? And I started to set up at the convention the artist alley table that I had. And it was kind of fun because it was like, yeah, like I was by myself and stuff like that, and I didn't have much help, right? But it was kind of an experience that I think a lot of artist alley artists need to have. In a lot of ways, it's sort of like trial by fire, just go in and do it, right? A lot of artist alley artists, when they first start, don't really have like helpers and things like that. You just kind of go in and you just kind of do it, right? So like I felt like that was my trial by fire in a lot of ways. Like I just gotta go in there and just get it done. So I started setting up the table. There were some challenges to setting it up because we originally had a different idea for how to set up for the artist alley, right? Like we had like a photo stand that had the two big bars, right? Like the two big bars that are held together with the horizontal bar on the top, right? And it was like this large stand that had heavy weighted shoes, right? So that it can kind of like you could kind of hang artwork off of it, or whatever, your products off of it and stuff like that. But the problem is, the thing was heavy. It was super heavy. We could not put it, and it would not fit into our luggage either, We were setting up the table. There were challenges too. The table was heavy, even though it was made of plastic, basically, right? No, seriously. Like, you guys don't know how these things, like, like how heavy things really are until you start Oh, never mind. It was actually heavy. Yeah, it was very heavy. It was actually some of the stuff was actually really heavy, including that stand, right? So what ended up happening was, I was like, okay, this is not gonna. We earlier in the week we tried to fit it into a a carry a check-in carry-on luggage type of thing, right? Like a big luggage thing, right? And we realized that it's not gonna fit. This is not gonna work. It's too heavy. It's way too heavy, right? And just to kind of give you guys like a visual of what I'm talking about, right? Like, so it's kind of like one of these types of things, right? Like it has these two squarish platforms on the bottom, right? And then it's got like metal bars, right? Like these like really heavy metal bars that like in segments go upwards and stuff like that. Like you could like unfold it upwards, right? And then it's got this one long metal bar across the top that has that has like these clamps and stuff like that on it, right? So this whole thing is metal, and it was probably a good 20-30 pounds alone and stuff like that, right? And the unfortunate part is like you can collapse it, right? But it's like it can only collapse so much, right? Like each of the parts of it were like at least that long and stuff like that, right? So like our suitcase that we were trying to fit it into was maybe like this high as compared to this whole setup. So as you can imagine, like, you know, that whole thing was it might have fit into the luggage, the carry on the check-in luggage, right? It might have been able to fit into this thing. But the problem is it was still just way too high, like, you know, compared to the luggage, right? So actually even if I had tilted it diagonally, it just was not going to happen. So we had to figure out like what we were gonna do. This is like basically our entire table setup, because most of my table was going to be art prints, right? Because this is one of the first times we're doing this, right? So the problem is that, you know, you weren't Asian enough. That's why. Yo, why? Oh no, is that why? Is that why? But yeah, like so I had already kind of had a backup idea, but I didn't think it was gonna work. I didn't think it was gonna work, right? But so basically, I already knew that certain artist alley artists were doing this setup, right? They go to like Home Depot or something like that, right? And basically, what they do is they buy something that looks like this. I hope you guys can see this that I'm drawing, right? But basically they buy these two table clamps. They're like this, right? And they got these two steel rods that stick out of them, and then basically you press you squeeze a trigger and it tightens the clamp. It tightens a part of the clamp, right? So you can actually clamp this to a table, and then you could take PVC pipes, right, of different PVC pipes of, like, you know, differing lengths, right? And you can use PVC pipes and PVC pipe fasteners, right, on each one, and construct a table setup that is not just the smaller, but way lighter and stuff like that, right? So we actually went out to what was the equivalent of Home Depot. You guys in Freedom Land will know Home Depot more than, because we have Home Depots in Mableland, but there wasn't one near us, but there was like an equivalent, right? Golden, what's up? Hello, welcome in, and I, sup fam. What's up to you? I'm just telling the story of how we set up for an artist alley that I attended at GarrierCon freaking a month and a half ago, because I just couldn't get online to stream all this time. But yeah, we went to this place. And they did have the table clamps. These were in a 4-pack. They were actually in a 4-pack, right? For like something like $30 and stuff like that. That was so cheap. So they had these clamps in a 4-pack. I bought the 4-pack. And then the PVC pipe, right? Um, it was like something like $10 for like, no, it was like, yeah, I think it was like $10 for 10 feet of pipe. But the problem is, it's still 10 feet of pipe, right? That's never gonna fit into my carry-on, my luggage right here, right? So we were like, oh, they have cutting services. They can actually cut this 10 feet of pipe into segments of 2 feet each, right? And this is gonna come back and haunt me in a bit. So they cut it down to 2-foot segments, okay? Well, okay, lie. They didn't do jack shit. I went away to look for the clamps, right? And I left Mooney in the aisle where they had the pipes, right? Because we couldn't find the clamps. That was the most important part. If we didn't have the clamps, this was not going to work. But they did. I eventually found it. So I came back and to look over to look for Mooney. And I was like, oh, she's not here. Where is she? So I'm looking around. And then I find her in like an aisle that was like way over on the other side of the store. And I'm like, oh, why are you over here? And as it turns out, she's waiting for a lady who has a hacksaw and at a table. And this is not a worker at the said Home Depot place, right? We're just gonna call it the Depot of the Home. She's not a worker at the Depot of the Home. She is a customer, and she is sawing the hell out of something. She is going full bore and sawing the shit out of this thing. Okay, whatever it was that it was like wooden, like, I don't know, like maybe it was like siding for a house or something like that, or like wooden boards or something like that. She was doing something. She was sawing the heck out of it. And then as I approached Mooney, she was like, well, they don't got a cutting service, but they got self-served cutting. And I was like, oh. I mean, I guess if we asked, maybe there would have been a cutting service, but I guess we didn't think to do that, so we just cut our own PVC pipes for this convention. We literally just did it ourselves. It was like, oh, okay, I guess. So, yeah, at first, we were like, huh, there wasn't, I asked. Oh, so that's really what it was. There was just no cutting service. We had to do it ourselves. That's why I took it to the sawing table. Oh. I'm great fan. Hope the con went well, gang. Glad to see you streaming again. Also, yeah, Golden, I meant to come back way sooner. I am so sorry for being gone for so long, but the cough that I have was just so bad. Like, it wasn't like bad enough where I was like sick or in any kind of grave danger or anything like that, but it was so like, it sucked my energy away every day. Like, I was coughing so much that I literally physically felt fatigued from coughing so much. That's why I couldn't do it, because like even right now I'm feeling a whole lot better right now, but if I was to try to stream and talk to you guys while I was having that cough, I would have been coughing the whole time, because just opening my mouth was like an invitation for that cough to just go off like a machine gun. It was just crazy, you know? So yeah, it's pretty bad. Lady Voorhees? Yeah, it's Lady Voorhees, right? Lady Voorhees is doing the song. Basically, yeah, it was a DIY. It was a DIY. When I heard the table was actually heavy, my brain went straight to, it seems I found the motivated table after the chair. Oh, I'll take a look at that in a second. Yeah, I'll take a look at that in a bit. But yeah, so there was a measurement tool there. There was like a ruler, like one of those tape measures, right? I measured 2 feet roughly, and then I started getting to work cutting it. Mooney also wanted to try taking a shot at it, but she's not as used to it, the cutting form, and it is kind of a bit dangerous. I mean, it is a DIY hacksaw type of thing. So I was, I did the best that I could. I am not the strongest capybara out there, but I did manage to cut 2 feet of pipe, or roughly. Yeah, I got to show off my muscles. You guys can kind of see on my arms. You see on my arms here? All my musculatures. I was flexing. I was flexing in front of Mooney. But yeah, so no, nagai muscle. At least it sounds like you're doing better now. Yeah, I am doing so much better now than I was even a couple of days ago. So that's the good part. And we got these pipes going. I did cut them. And they worked, right? So I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, okay. And we got the fittings, right? So the fittings hold together the structure, right? So it's like I got a fitting for, like, for example, this to hold the two segments together, and then there were corner fittings and stuff like that made it, like, this sort of upside down L shape and stuff like that, right? So I put it together and it worked very well. Like it was super good once I put it together. Like I used my TV stand because I needed like a table that was at least like 6 feet across to just try it out, right? And I clamped onto the TV and I put it together, and I was like, oh wow, this works really well. And it's super lightweight because the PVC pipe, the 1/2-inch pipe at least, it must weigh like a couple of ounces each. And once it was cut down to 2 feet, and it fit perfectly. Each segment fit perfectly into the rolling luggage, right? So I was feeling very positive. I was feeling very positive about this. This was amazing. It was working, and everything was like perfect. I can hang prints off of it. So like, I guess this is only 5 feet worth because each print is about a foot, and I guess I drew one. So pretend this was like 6 feet. So I can hang my prints off of it like that. And stuff like that, right? So the whole setup should actually be working. I was thrilled. I put it together, it was working. This is the night before we have to get on a plane, by the way. So we quickly throw everything into our many luggages and stuff like that. It was still heavy as all heck because we had a lot of stuff to bring. Prints are super freaking heavy, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you've got about 14 prints and you're bringing about 25 each print, I know I overstocked. I totally overstocked for this. But I figured I would bring enough of everything where if I needed to, I would leave the rest in Cappy Town. I wouldn't bring it back to Maple Land, so that I would have stock in both places that I, I go back and forth to, right? So, like, that was my thought. I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna have stuff in both places, right? So we're bringing this stuff. It's overweight. There's nothing we can do about it at the airport. The lady's like, okay, that's gonna be like $100-something bucks. I was like, damn, holy crap, man, that's expensive. Just because you're over the 50-pound limit. So that kind of sucked. But you know what? It's the cost of doing business, right? So we fly down to Alameda. Well, technically San Francisco, right? So we go to San Francisco first, right? Nice airport, by the way. Guys, I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco's airport, but that place is fancy. It's fancy as all heck. We get a ride over to the convention. So I start putting together this table setup, this exact setup. Or at least that's what I thought I was putting together. So remember I said that I cut this into 2-foot segments, right? Of all these 2-foot segments, right? I'm thinking, oh wow, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna work out perfectly, right? Well, as it turns out, I didn't know this, I was told that this was a 6-foot table. I was told this was 6-foot table. Everybody gets a 6-foot table, right? Everybody gets a 6-foot table, right? Well, I didn't realize one thing about the map of the setup. So here's the hallway. Like, here's the hall, right? Pretend this is the hall. Here's a door that goes out to the loading dock and stuff like that, right? And the artist alley is somewhere in the middle right here, right? Here's the problem. Traffic for people to walk goes this way and goes this way. Horizontally, right? Right, guys? The artist alley. The artist alley rows were vertical. New streamer, who this? Who is this, Valeria? Hello, my name is Fiercest Cappy. I am new to streaming. This is my debut. Please don't be mean. No, just kidding. But yeah, so the artist alley is lined vertically. yes. That's exactly what it is. This is what it is, Skinwalker-chan. So the artist alley is vertical. It's not horizontal to where everybody's walking. The traffic goes left and right, but then everybody has to come up and down into the rows, right? So, okay, that's a little weird, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain about that, right? Oh, by the way, my table is over here. Why is that bad? I'm right next to the wall. I'm the furthest away from the traffic where people are walking, and I'm right next to the wall. So there's a tiny gap here where people can kind of walk through, but I'm literally right up against the wall, right? So that's number one. And number two, my table, because I'm guessing because I'm at the end table, like against the wall, and they're trying to make space for people to be able to walk through this little space here. My table's not exactly 6 feet. It is actually more like 5.5, maybe even 5, or maybe even less than 5. It's like, I'm not gonna say that it's that much shorter. I believe it was like 5 feet. I think it was like 5 feet, right? So those 2-foot pipes betrayed me. Because, okay, so here's the problem. So now I've got this 5-foot table, right? I'm missing this 1 feet. Now, my setup was made to be 1, 2, 3, 6 feet. So what I had to do was take off one pipe over here, right? Put the fittings over here, right? And then build higher. I tried to build higher. So I clamped it down onto my 5-foot table. I had to reorganize my entire setup on the spot. It took me all day to do this. At first, I had everything perfectly positioned, and I knew exactly where everything was gonna go. And I was like, okay, you know, like, all my VTuber artwork would go here, all of my game character artwork would go here, and it would be 2 rows of 7 each, right? So that it like 6 each, 2 rows of 6 each, and then I would have 2 extra hanging down on either side, right? The ones that are horizontal, right? So I would have like something like 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this was the original plan, to have two rows of 6 each, right? And then have like my horizontal prints hanging down this way, and then I could build up my my sticker display and all the other stuff on the bottom here. And Happy Capybara will be right here, right? That was my original plan, but this plan, it no longer feasible. So I had to struggle. I struggled like crazy, redoing it over and over until I could fit everything in. And even then, I forgot stuff. Like, I forgot to put up one print. I had a print of a fan art of the Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know why I forgot about it. I didn't put it up, and I only found it like the morning after and stuff like that. It was kind of crazy. Like, I almost completely didn't have an entire like piece that was supposed to be there because I was so like kind of like scrambling just to get something like finished and stuff like that, right? So on day one, I can at least show you guys this, right? On basically the end of day one, there we go, after redo, you could see the luggage right here that I had, and all like my box of prints like lazily lying on the floor here, my tablecloth that didn't even get to the bottom. And then all the struggle bus to get this going and stuff like that. And this was kind of insane. Like, it's so unfortunate. Yeah, it really was. It's like, oh man, after all that, and then and as you can see, I had to put two of the prints on the side here. I had to build out a different a vertical section over here on the side to fit the other prints, and I had no place to hang our tote bags. Like, we made these two tote bags. Mooney designed these two artworks and stuff like that over for these two tote bags over here, and here's a lot of the stickers that she designed and stuff like that, right? But yeah, like, this was the setup for a while. And also, this picture of Capybara-chan, I replaced it because like, eventually I realized that I didn't even put up the artwork of the Amazing Digital Circus right here. I forgot to put up that artwork, so I replaced it with the this spot with that one, which was actually a very good decision. Once I found it and I realized that I was missing something, I put it up there, and it was a very good decision to put it up there because it was quite popular amongst attendees and stuff like that. So I was very happy with that. Damn, the universe really had it out for you, huh? It really did. The universe had it out for me that day. Holy. But I think it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, like the growing pains of doing an artist alley table for the first time by myself and stuff like that, because previously either Mooney was the one that tabled for us, or I was with her and stuff like that, right? So I always had the experience where either I wasn't the person that was mainly responsible, or I was the one that was helping and stuff like that, right? Where this time it was just me, and I really had to figure this one out because it's like I was there day 0, so this was the setup day, right? But I was spending more time than everyone else who was experienced. Like, the other artists that were around me, they came, they put their displays up in like an hour or two, they were done. And meanwhile, I'm busy over here with all my art prints falling off. The tape that I had was no good. Some of the supplies that I bought from a dollar store, I'm never buying supplies from a dollar store again. Like, especially the little Velcro items and stuff like that, right? They all fell apart overnight. I had to redo my setup the next morning. I actually had to put this back together again the following morning, and luckily I came early enough where I was able to get it up before the conventions started. It was just kind of a nightmare. You know, like with that stuff. And you know, like there's a lot of things that I think I could have done better, right? But you can kind of see what I was saying about the fact that this table was likely 5 foot, or like likely a little bit over 5 foot, because if you could like look at this corner right here, you can see that this spot here is a rough approximation of a foot in length, this open spot here, which is where I ended up sitting. I actually ended up having my booth on the side next to the wall. You guys can see the wall right here, right? So I had the booth and display stuff next to the wall, and then I sat closer to the way, you know, closer away from the wall, right? So people can see me right here, sitting right here, and then there's my menu and stuff like that, right? So it's like, you know, I tried to make a setup that would work for the convention and the way that the convention had put me had positioned us, right? And you know, like it's not an ideal position to be right there. Like this, you guys can see it from the photo right here. Like you look at that little walk space right there. That's also another luggage that we had right there, right? You could kind of see that that luggage is that is against the wall. So as you can imagine, there's like no space for walking right there and stuff like that, right? So the problem with having that kind of setup, right, is again, you know, you have people walking this way, you have people walking this way, right? But then all the tables are, you know, in rows like this, right? And then what they see is a wall here. They don't know that there's a walk space right there. So you're thinking that maybe if they come down here, then maybe they can go through that walk space and then come back up and see everything, right? But that's not actually what was happening with the traffic at the con. What was happening was people would go like this. They would come in. They would walk up right to about here, look around, and then decide to leave if they don't see anything that they like. And why that's terrible is well, it's not terrible, but you know, as like when you think about the way that, you know, like you'd want to be seen, right? Like, so I'm over here, right? For example, right? Like when you think about it as one of the people who are selling at the convention, right? You want people to actually go up to the table, because that interaction is what might actually get you the sale, right? Because like, you know, sometimes you talk to people or you meet people, you have a good conversation with them, and this is all shop talk. This is less about what you have in terms of inventory and stuff like that. But you know, like let's say you're not an artist alley person, but you're in the showroom, right? And you got a booth and you're trying to sell to the audience that's there, right? And you're trying to push the merchandise that you have and stuff like that, right? Ultimately, you want people to come up to the booth, and then, you know, like if they have questions about something, or you know, like they find something interesting and they talk to you, sometimes you can actually talk to people and get that sale. You know, this is me just talking from my retail years working at freaking EB Games. But in this scenario, somebody is looking around, like let's say, you know, even my display, it's actually quite messy, right? Like the organization is not as tight as I was originally going to have it, because originally I was going to have all my VTuber artwork, right, in one sectioned area, but now it's kind of in the middle of all the gaming stuff and all the other stuff, right? So it was kind of hard to make you know, pick it out and stuff like that. And some of it could have been pretty small because of the way that, you know, like, can you imagine, like, look in down the artist alley and you see this table over here, right? And it's like kind of tiny. You're not really in the market for prints or anything like that, so you just kind of turn around and you just go away. But then, you know, maybe you missed out on seeing some of the stickers or some of the other smaller items and stuff like that, right? So, you know, like it's kind of a loss for the person that's tabling there, right? So that's how I was feeling a little bit about the setup, right? And it was kind of a slower convention, noticeably, because some of the other vendors there were kind of we were talking with each other, like in the artist alley and stuff like that, because like when if you're gonna be there for like 6-7 hours, right? Sometimes you want to talk to your neighbors and stuff like that. I didn't talk to too many people, right? Um, but I did talk to some of them, and they had mentioned that it was a little bit of a slow convention for them and stuff like that. But ultimately, though, I was really happy with it. I'm not gonna say that I had like a terrible experience because of my setup pains and my gripes with the way that the setup was. Ultimately, I had a lot of fun, even though I couldn't leave my table. Um, like all too often because I was soloing this, right? So Mooney wasn't able to come back to the table very often to help out with stuff because she's volunteering and helping out with her thing, right, at the convention, right? But me, I was just sitting there all day, and every now and then somebody came by and like they had some really nice things to say about what they were seeing art wise and stuff like that. And I made a couple of sales. I didn't quite break even, unfortunately, like because while I did make back most of the cost of what I printed, because the unfortunate part is most of my product this time was all new, right? So I had to print everything from scratch. And I had very few prints from the last time that I brought with me at the same time, right? So I had to print a lot of stuff, right? But I made back enough where I felt like I covered those printing costs and stuff like that. But I didn't make back enough to cover like the airfare or the Airbnb that we stayed at and stuff like that. So like overall, I did lose a little bit of money on this one, right? But at the same time, I think I got something much more important out of this. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think you guys might remember. I drew a certain VTuber. I drew a certain VTuber before I left, and I happened to print I happened to print this one. And like because I wanted to have more VTuber artworks and stuff like that, right? Like you see I have Fuamoko and Marin and Pekura, right? And stuff like that, and Mint over here, right? So as it turns out, gotta work on some music, no problem. Thanks for lurking. But yeah, like as it turns out, a lot of the streamers who were attending were actually live streaming on the floor and stuff like that. And uh uh a certain VTuber came by while I was at the bathroom. I was at the bath. Well, okay, I got back in time, right? I got back just in time. I no later. I got back just in time. But yeah, welcome in, Leru. Welcome in. But yeah, Zentrea came by and she actually bought a copy of this print. I'm so happy. Like, I don't know, if so many people might frequent Zentrea's stream, but you may or may not have seen a purchase on her stream. that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it was very ill-timed until I came back. I was walking I was walking from behind. You see where it says Navy Flight Simulator back here? I was actually walking in from there because I was like, nobody knows that there's a walkway over here. Me when she came to the table. He went to the bathroom. Oh man, it was so unfortunate. It was so unfortunate. But yeah, I got back just in time. I'm super thrilled being able to you know provide something that like made somebody happy and wanted to purchase, and especially since like there's a lot of streamers out there and stuff like that, so like if I was able to do something that was good enough where they thought, oh wow, that's really cool, I need to get that, right? Then I feel like I did a good thing. But yeah, so that was like the highlight of for me of the convention. I didn't really care that I didn't break even in terms of the product, because a lot of the product I can save and go to other artist alleys and use it and stuff like that, right? So the point for me this time was not to actually make money, but to just get that experience and also have some fun along the way. And I was really happy about that one. I think what's interesting too is get the foot in the door, so to speak. Yeah, really, it really was. Oh yeah, and then after a couple of minutes later, what's interesting too about what happened was a couple of minutes later, after Zen came by and bought this artwork, right? There was another person that came by that was watching the stream, and they came back by and also purchased one. So I actually sold two of these like really quick in quick succession because of that. I was like, wow, okay, cool, right? And then I think for me, the most popular after all was said and done, free marketing, right? Like seriously. But yeah, like the most popular ones were for me that day were Fuamoko, right? So Fuamoko was always going to be quite popular. Zentreya over here, right? Actually, it caught me off surprise. It caught me by surprise, but actually, Tokai Teo. There were so many Uma Musume fans at the convention. If they didn't notice, if they didn't purchase Tokai Teo, they actually like pointed her out, and I even got like a postcard from another nearby artist. Oh, I don't remember the artist's name off the top of my head. I really wish I had the chance to ask them who they were, because I couldn't leave the table to look for their table. So I don't know who you are. If you gave me that postcard of Oguri Cap, and you somehow are watching this, let me know. Who are you? I need to know who you are. But yeah, like these three were the most popular, and then also one more very popular thing that caught me totally off guard, even though technically in the back of my mind that this should have been pretty obvious. That was actually the trainer for Oguri Cap. Real, not fake, real. you know? No, even though it's sold in weird quantities, Ryza! People still remember Ryza! And even though I had Ryza pretty much hidden over here, right? Yeah, like people noticed her, and they also purchased. So like very interesting demographic of stuff that went. Your fellow Ryza enjoyers, I know they're everywhere. You would think by now that the Ryza enjoyers would have tapered off, since they've already made 2 games since that were not related to Ryza, even though um some of the more popular designs for Ryza have come from that one of those games, right? But Ryza is still quite popular in terms of fan arting and stuff like that, right? So like it's really good to see, like, to come to an artist alley and just get information sometimes, right? Like sometimes it's about so my cousin is also an artist alley artist, and one of the big pieces of advice that she had given me was that like it's all about the variety of things, like having a variety of smallish and like the things that people want, um and like I think what it is with a lot of artist alley people when they first start, right, is that they're afraid to get in because they don't have the catalog of items to fill a table just yet, right? But I feel like when we first started this, I think I maybe had like 5 prints, if even, when we first started doing this. But we just kind of did it, and with every table the amount of prints grew, like by quite a bit. This time it grew by 2 times the amount, because I kind of was in prep mode for this one, right? So I feel like even going back and doing some doing some fixes to older art, like this image of Marin, like I actually drew her a new face and stuff like that, because I was not 100% convinced that I had drawn her to the best that I could back then, because this is such an older piece, right? But I went back and fixed that for that one for myself, right? And I made that one of the prints that I had there, which also was one of the ones that I was able to sell some of. So like sometimes it's all about just doing it, and then you just kind of grow as you go and stuff like that, right? And eventually you get some more information that might be useful, like later, like with the money that I made at this convention. I basically reinvested it now into having my own printer. I got an Epson EcoTank ET 8550. It prints up to 13-inch by 19-inch borderless, right? So it's a pretty good printer for beginners who are doing artist alley stuff, right? And normally I would never suggest anybody buy a printer and do this themselves, because like the amount of work it takes to do like to create your inventory, that you have to factor that in also. And it could be a lot of work for a lot of people that you just don't want to have to deal with, right? So like, but if you're like me and you don't mind that, then maybe you might want to get yourself one of those and try your hand on making your own prints. And I got mine's on sale, by the way. I did not buy it full price. I like that's another thing. Like just wait till something's on sale. Like you don't want to pay full price for these things, because man, they are expensive. So that's kind of what it is. I pray that you don't get stuck in printer tech issue limbo, buddy. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Like if you're not comfy with tech issues with printers and stuff like that, right? Like I luckily, when I was growing up, I actually my uncle, right, was actually a technician for printers and stuff like that, right? So like he showed me some stuff back when I was little about some of that stuff, and I'm not afraid of the tech issues basically. But I do get that. I've had printers where the printer head is just done, and no amount of like cleaning tricks will help and stuff like that. But like if you're willing to take the risk and you're willing to to do it, it's a pretty good printer for what it is and stuff like that, right? So like I'm willing to take the risk, but I don't think it's a risk that many people should take unless they're really really serious about doing the artist alley thing. um but for me, I feel like it's my declaration that I'm going to do this much more seriously as we go. And actually, I might have some good news about the artist alleys in the future. I got some notification. I can't say which yet because it has to be finalized first of all. But I might actually already have my plans for the end of the year. Let's just say. So I will talk about that one when I get finalized there. But yeah, I will be doing more artist alleys moving forward and stuff like that, which is really really exciting overall and stuff like that. And like again, like you just kind of go into it and you figure it out as you go. And you build up your inventory and your confidence from certain things that happen and stuff like that. Like I can say for sure that like for me, I like, again, it wasn't about making profit, but more about having that experience to boost my confidence level in myself to do these types of shows. So like it's starting to go somewhere for me now. The only problem though is that lately I know that, and this is a talk from a lot of other artists at other artist alleys, but lately we know that the economy isn't doing too well all over the place, right? Not just in Freedom Land, but in all places, right? The economy is not doing too well, and the amount of money that people have to spend on something like art is very limited and stuff like that, right? So like it's a tough time for everyone, but I'm gonna try to weather the storm as best as I can, and see what happens when I come out the other side of this, right? So we'll see what happens. But I think like I'm gonna kind of stick with it and hope for the best and see what happens in the future. I do plan on expanding the amount of things that we will have, but we're gonna see how that goes, because one of the other dangers that you can have as an artist, right? Like, is that you don't really know what you want to sell, and you might stock too much or too little of certain things, so you don't want to make like expensive decisions on certain things when you're like it like you don't want to be stuck, for example, with an enamel pin set that is not really something that people want, and then on top of that you had to order like 300 of them and stuff like that. So you need to do a lot of homework before you commit to certain things. And like this is the hard part about doing the artist alley stuff, right? Like just having the thing that that is your main bread and butter, right? Like that thing. I'm gonna move into seeing if certain things like acrylic keychains is right for me, but we shall see. But yeah, that was CarrierCon. Like overall, I think it was really fun. I do think that it was really fun, despite in spite of some of the gripes that like were happening at the convention itself, right? I just chalk those up as convention pains and stuff, like growing pains from being at a convention and stuff like that. And I don't think that that's like a norm for them and stuff like that, right? So I think everything went about as good as they could have gone for myself and stuff like that. And like, because my focus was quite different than a lot of other people, in that I wasn't there to be like, like a profitable enterprise. I was just there for the vibes. As it were. So
Oh my vibes.
was I there for the vibes? So many vibes. What is this? Why is there a mysterious voice?
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
Oh.
There's no ghosts here.
Only ghosts.
There are only ghosts here? Hello, Mooney.
Only ghosts.
What's going on?
That's what I'm saying.
Chat, say hi to Mooney.
No, I want to say hi to Bart. Oh,
No.
Chat.
Wow.
Chat stinky.
Chat stinky. Well, you know what? What if we like it when chat is stinky? Leiru says hello.
Whoa, Bart. You can't just say to chat that you like it when they're stinky.
Wow. I can't say that apparently. Okay, guys? I can't say that.
How does it feel to be able to draw on a big screen that won't crash on you if you draw too many layers?
Oh yeah. For the longest time, yeah, I was I was very limited in terms of my resources and stuff like that. I mean, this thing can still crash on me if I'm not careful. So, you know.
Hi, Leiru.
Mooney says hi, Leiru, if you didn't
Was
hear.
it tracking me instead?
Huh?
Because it was so far away for a minute. I think it was tracking me for a minute.
Maybe, because sometimes when I look over here, it like, it like changes focus and stuff like that. So maybe, But yeah, we're both in Cappy Town right now, and like
Turns out I'm staying longer.
yeah, it turns out Mooney is staying longer.
Did you tell chat about how you've gotten to a new convention now?
You know what? Should I mention it now, or
Mention it.
because well, I guess it's okay.
You can mention it because it's November.
Yeah, because it's like we're still okay. So before I mentioned it a little bit, right, where I'm like, there is the possibility that I will be at a tabling at another convention. I got an acceptance for it, but again, I'll mention which one it is at a later date when I finalize the details and stuff like that, because I still need to get the payments in for them, because when you do the artist alley tables, right, you actually have to pay a fee to do the artist alley and stuff like that, right? So like I have to get through that first before it's like official and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit tentative on saying that which one it is for now, because like we have to get through that hurdle first, and then once that is over and confirmed, I can actually say which convention I will be tabling at and stuff like that. So just hang tight, guys. I will have more info on that in a bit. But yeah, like it is always kind of exciting for me too to have more of these cons to work, because again, like I'm not specifically there because, like, okay, I can't say that I'm not there to profit off of arts and stuff like that, right? Like like ultimately you would like to, right? Like if you do like a convention table, you like ideally you do, right? But for me, it's all about getting into it, like you guys mentioned earlier, like just getting your foot in the door. And like once you get your foot in the door, if you stick with it, you get into more and more of these events. And like that's kind of how like you get started, and then you don't and then like hopefully you don't let up too much, and you just keep going and stuff like that. And that's usually the way that you want to do it when it comes to doing artist alley tables and stuff like that, right? So like that's what I'm hoping for. It's like getting my foot in the door with multiple places, so that because when you apply to different artist alley um like opportunities and stuff like that, you're basically handing in your resume for like a job interview, basically, or pretty much, right? And that's how they choose whether or not you get into some of these, right? With the ones with selection panels and stuff like that, right? So it's like you want to prove that not just that you can get into these things, but that you can actually participate and stuff like that, right? So that's why getting into more artist alleys is a goal and stuff like that. And even if you're not immediately making all of your money back for the participation, it's the consistency helps with certain ones. And like it's very rare that if you're serious about it, that you won't eventually start to see some good results for yourself at these things, right? Like, I think that obviously when you're new to it, your first few, you have to expect that you're not gonna see a whole lot of sales and things like that, right? But that's fine, because that's normal for anyone that does art of any kind, right? To just be like, well, you haven't been noticed quite yet, and all that stuff, right? Like you got to build up that recognition for your brand first, and then eventually like maybe that will lead somewhere and stuff like that. So that's what I feel like where I am with the artist alley stuff right now. It's just I'm still in the process of building up my own brand, and like hopefully that will lead where I want it to. Now, as for this, we have a lot of tentacles. I started drawing this one what was it, last November. I was supposed to finish this one already, but I didn't quite get there. And then I didn't have the files with me to be able to actually like do this, right? So I figured, since this is the first stream that I've done in a gazillion years, maybe now is a good time. Maybe now is a good time to actually try to do this. So like once I'm finished with this, what am I gonna draw after this? Actually, I've been I don't know if you guys have been playing Nikkei lately, but it's the 3.5 anniversary. Yeah 3.5 anniversary. Did you guys have a lot of good luck during the anniversary? Did you get your TT star? As it is called, TT star? Or as me and Mooney have come to start calling her TT star? Titty star, yeah. Wait. Haven't touched the game in forever, to be honest. You're so shy saying it. I know, I'm so shy saying it. Yeah, we still play Nikkei. It's our forever game. Like Nikkei is the game that brought us together, so it is our forever game. So though I've been admittedly playing it a whole lot less than Mooney has been playing it, but like I can't not do this the anniversary stuff. So who's the titty star? So there's a new unit called TT Star Anis, right? She is like game-breakingly good and stuff like that, but come on. It's clear what they were going for when they named her TT Star. I mean, come on, guys. Like, for real. Given the type of game that Nikkei is, do you really think they didn't think when they heard the name TT Star? But yeah, I'd like to draw Anis, and I'd also like to draw the new neon also and stuff like that, and maybe I can cap it off with like a Rappy Red Hood because I've never drawn her before. So, you know, like I might be going on a sudden Nikkei journey, and then I gotta get back to my VTuber training arc after that. I need to draw quite a few more VTuber fan arts and stuff like that. So I think you know, let's see. Okay, let's see at Glow. But yeah, those are my plans moving forward. I'm gonna try to do all this. I know that it's not gonna be the easiest because like again, you know, just getting some art out it has been a challenge for me, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Oops. Get that rim light in just a little bit. Pumpkin, what's up? No, you're doing an amazing job. But yeah, how about you guys? How have you guys all been? Like, and again, you know, like, um, oh yeah. So like, okay, so after we come back to Cappy Town, so now we instead of going to Maple Land, we actually went to Cappy Town because I have to visit Cappy Papa and stuff like that, and with Mooney and stuff like that, right? So we're currently in Cappy Town, and but after we did visit a university. We went to visit some friends. We don't think coffee is getting in. No, I think that university is maybe a little bit too high class for Mr. Coffee. But yeah, like we oh yeah, they had this ramen that was just kind of terrible. I'm sorry. It was not good. It was not good at all. Holy crap. That like we went to this random ramen shop, and you know, like granted, okay, it's not like you go anywhere right, and you don't see this happen, right? Like, you know, I looked at the menu, and one of the things that immediately stuck out to me was the fact that one of the things that they were highlighting on the menu was actually a Chinese dish, and it's not a Japanese dish. They were very proud of their Chinese dish, right? And it was like, huh, okay, that's weird, right? So it's like that's already like red flag, but we were hungry, and we decided to go in anyway. And we ordered like a special like dinner set ramen type of thing, and it was so I think the part we both enjoyed the most was the rice, the fried rice that they made, and everything else was kind of bland. Yeah, it was food. That's about as much as you could say about that. And the unfortunate part about it is that as this is something that I should have been more aware of. The further away from Cappy Town that you go, the less good the Asian food is. So yeah, we were quite far away from Cappy Town at that point. So that's the unfortunate part. So yeah, it's not like it was unedible or anything. It was just not really up to the standards, I guess. That would make it like, oh, this is great. Oh man, I need like a picture of coffee, by the way. Speaking of coffee, I need like um a reference of how coffee is usually drawn on Mooney's stream and stuff like that. I might not be able to get that one in now, but you know, this is we're pretty much almost done with this particular one. I just needed to add like tentacles in the background and coffee chasing one of the tentacles um in the background. That's all that this one actually needed. And I separated everything enough so that like if if we chose, we could actually separate all the bits and pieces of this into their own things, so that, you know, you could kind of like do something with it. Now actually I noticed that I need to cover some of that stuff because oh, I should have been more careful with that, but that's okay, you know. Like now I know, now that I've untabbed this, I know. But yeah, like, you know, it was okay. And then like we went back to Cappy Town for a little bit. And then we went down to the world of Disney. So the world of Disney and alligators, um I am sent there once a year by my job to for fun stuff. We have like a yearly get together, and this year was no exception. But this was the first year that I could bring Mooney with me, so it was really fun. We got to stay on a fancy schmancy resort, and uh well, okay, maybe not eat the most fancy of food. The resort food was very hit or miss. And stuff like that. And the unfortunate thing is that's when my cough started. Or rather, as we left the world of Disney, um that's when my cough started. I guess some kind of super bug is going around in the land of Florida. So like, you know, yeah, I got sick and I've been coughing since. And that's why I did not stream for like a month, because of that cough. It was really, I think everyone around me was probably getting sick and tired of hearing me just like hack a lung out like every 2 minutes. It was nonstop and stuff like that. And I had to take all sorts of remedies and all sorts of different things to just to get it to lessen. It wasn't even about it going away. It was just like get less of a cough during the day so that I can do my regular job. And so like that's why I wasn't streaming for the entire month. It's because I was coughing so much, right, that I could feel like my lungs were tired from constantly having to push air through them, right? So it was actually making it hard for me to walk around and stuff like that, because I would lose my breath very easily and stuff like that, right? But it wasn't the vid, it wasn't the COVID, and it wasn't something else. So I googled it, and apparently there was some kind of it's not an unknown thing. It was like apparently like a respiratory virus that was going around that a lot of people were aware of, and there was just no way of actually fighting the virus itself. Apparently you just managed your symptoms until a certain point, and then 2 weeks later you were kind of like okay. So it's been 2 weeks since I got it, and I'm starting to turn the corner. I've been subsisting myself on cough drops and and honey, tea with honey and stuff like that, and it's been working as of late. So, you know, like that's why. So, yeah, and that's why I was able to come back and stream. So I think you know, at least for today, I know this might be a little bit shorter of a stream, but I just kind of wanted to test out my gear and stuff like that and do a little bit of artwork and stuff like that. You know, I think we will see if I get that reference of coffee there and finish this off, and I will post this one you know, like in the next day or two and stuff like that. And then we are going to work on a sketch together. I think, you know, I know I tend to hate sketching on stream because I feel like I don't do my best work when I sketch on stream, but I really need to get over that somehow. So maybe I will sketch Titty Star with you guys. And as you can hear, my nose is starting to stuff up. So like that's my cue. My I guess my daily resistance has met its like that's the limit of my daily resistance. This is what happens every day, by the way. Like since I got this, whatever this is and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been getting better every day since. So you know, hopefully I've turned the corner and I will be good moving forward. But anyway, yeah, this was a fun stream, you know, like it was really fun talking to you guys, even for a little bit, you know. I will try to stream a little bit longer for tomorrow if I'm gonna do this sketching, because I need more time to sketch out the Titty Star. And then maybe on Thursday I will continue to work on said sketch, and if we're lucky, maybe Neon will show up, because I think Neon's supposed to come out you know, at some point pretty soon, right? Like in a couple of days. So I think that'll be time for us to actually go and pull for Neon and stuff like that, right? So anyway, I think I am going to cut this one a little bit short, but before I go, it has been a minute since I've done this. But if you guys want to stick around and come with me, and we will pay a visit to a man who is rivaling a lot of the Marvels. Yes, that's right. We're gonna go and visit the Lightning Brigade. All right, here we go. So yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, around 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we're gonna sketch the Titty Star. And oh, Black Cat is out. Holy crap! I'm glad we're gonna go see Black Cat. So here we go, guys. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, see ya.